Cause oh no, there's David gone. His foot snapped off. Hello, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video, and welcome back to the horror bar. So today's video we are doing a review on the American Werewolf in London figures, on the ultimate figures of Jack and David. I've just brought the Kessler Wolf in just for this bit of the video anyway at the beginning. I will be bringing it back in to obviously compare it to the Kessler Wolf. Just to see the size differences and everything. I've not opened it. Literally, the only thing I've opened is obviously the window display, because obviously you can gain access to that. So there's a few things I want to talk about, because there's a couple of things I do not like about these figures. They do look very impressive, but as I said, there's a few things what I don't like about them personally. I've only seen a couple of videos, and I haven't seen loads of videos and reviews on this one because I've tried to avoid them. So obviously it's my opinion and not somebody else's opinion, so I don't know if anybody else has said the same thing about it, but we're going to get into it and we're going to get it open now and see what we think. Okay, so this video might be fairly long. I'm going to tell you now as well, don't think I'm going to be literally putting anything together today, due to the fact that it is still winter and it's still cold in here, and these figures, they've been in the house, so they might be alright. I'll try a couple of the bends out, but I'm not going to be stressing out too much because I don't want anything breaking on it. You get a nice background inside this box as well, so you can take photos. So you can see everything what comes with it. So obviously you get both of the figures. You get two different head sculpts with Jack. You also get two different arms and a body swap. And David, you just get a head swap, and that is it. So we're going to clip all these out, and then we'll see how they all look. Okay, so we've got them out of the box. Very difficult to get out of the box for some reason. I don't know why. They just seem very difficult to get out. I think it's due to the fact that they have got backpacks on, and it's just all the tie wraps. I wish they wouldn't put the tie wraps on them, Neca. So if you're listening, I don't know why you would be, but I don't think you'll be watching my videos. But can you stop putting all the tie wraps constantly? There's like around their ankles, around their arms, around the shoulders, around the chest. It's just it's an overkill. And with them having backpacks on, it was very difficult to get out. I mean, if I did that on camera, it would have took far too long. So, straight out of package, they look absolutely fantastic. They look like the actors from the movie. The paint on them, the paintwork and everything looks really, really good. So we'll get into... We'll put David to the side for now. We'll get into Jack first, because he comes with more accessories than David. So the head sculpt on this is very, very nice. Really nicely painted. I can't see any defaults with it or anything like that. You can see it's even got a bit of a beard. What's left of it, obviously, he's had a shave. But yeah, it looks really, really nice, the head sculpts. Really clean. Obviously, I don't think a lot of people are going to be displaying this head sculpt though. I think everyone's always going to go for the half dead look, well, the dead look basically. So the bends, I'm not going to do too much on the bends because, like I said, it feels very tight and I don't want to force it. It's got the same bends as any other Neca figure. There's no different in the bending wise basically. The coat and the sculpting of the paintwork and everything is also very nice. I think it's pretty accurate to the movie. It's been a while since I've watched it. And down to his jeans, you can see they're very dirty. So they've made them all grafted basically. So he's walking through the, what are they called? I live in the UK and I don't even know what they're called. The moors. So you're going to get all muddy and grufty and everything. So I think that's done very nicely. The boots as well look really, really good. There is holes in the bottom of his shoes, so you can put him on a Neca stand, which I probably advise you to do that, because with the backpack, it does weigh it down a bit. I mean, it does stand okay, as you can see, but I don't know. I think after time it could easily just fall back like that. So I recommend putting it on a Neca stand. The sculpt on the backpack and the paint is really, really nice, really clean. You can even see the zips and everything. Yeah, really, really cool. I've had people say to me that this is probably, they reckon that's the best Neca figures ever been done. I did a review on the Krampus and the Clown, and I said they are the best Neca figures I have ever seen. These are definitely up there, definitely up there. It's going to be a difficult one to pick which is my favourite this year for 2025. Obviously that's not till the end of the year anyway, so I don't need to worry about that. You can see the straps are running down as well. Is that supposed to be part of his coat then? No, it'd be part of his backpack on it, because you can see it's connected there. I don't think they're fastened or anything. I think they're just displayed, but they're a softer plastic. Just want to go careful still. Yeah, the backpack looks fantastic on it. The coat is good again. Like, I'm just going over the same bits basically, but yeah, it looks really, really good. Accessory wise, now obviously you can change out the top half of his body. Let's get him to stand without him falling over. Could be my fault as well, because the bar is not exactly level. So this is the top half that you can swap the top half of his body out. So obviously you would take the arms off, you'd put this on, obviously take the head off as well, and these are the arms, but you'll connect to it as well, just like that. Yeah, does that look right? That looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah. I thought it was the wrong way around or something then. So yeah, it would go like that basically. Yeah, so the coat is pretty much exactly the same. Obviously it's just weathered and everything, and also added like bits of gore and everything to it. And this is a softer plastic. Actually, I think this batch just goes over the actual coat itself, doesn't it? I don't think this bit will come off. I don't know now. That's because I haven't watched any reviews. I've watched a couple and I've not actually watched them properly because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. I might try and change that out, I don't know. And obviously the arms look really, really good. Detail on the hands as well. You see the bits of the coat is just falling apart. I might add a bit of blood to this myself because there's not really any blood to it. I don't know why they didn't do that. I think Neca could have added, I know it's asking for a lot, but I think they could have added a fade head sculpt with this one. Because you've got you've got this version of Jack, and then obviously after he's killed and everything and he comes back, he has this sort of look, but it's more like a fleshy tone. So he'd have that fleshy tone, but obviously he'll have all the rips and everything to his face where the wolf got him, so it'd be all blooded. So yeah, I think there should have been a fade head sculpt, so it would have been obviously the bloody one, then this one, and then obviously this would be the last look for him. But the head sculpt on it is really, really nice. Yeah, wow, that is really, really good. Obviously it still looks like him and everything. You've got all that gore. See the bones coming through there. The eyes have done really nicely as well, painted. Sculpt on the hair as well. Let's try this, let's see what this looks like. Wow, it looks really, really good. It's coming across like it is a bit purplish though. It does look a bit purplish, the actual face on this one, but I like this one. This one looks really, really gory. Don't know if the mouth moves or out. No, the mouth don't move. Yeah, so if I was going to add blood to it, I'll probably end up having to add blood to this one, but then I don't know, it might look a bit odd because obviously it'll have blood on this face, but then would you add blood to this one? And then if you did that, then you're not going to be able to have this sort of look. It's going to look odd in it. So we'll try. I'm going to try it. This is probably very silly, isn't it? I am trying it. It feels pretty tight to get off. No, I'm not trying it. I don't want to risk it. I'll do another video when it's more warmer in the horror bar, and then obviously I can pose it up and everything. But yeah, that's the sort of look I think a lot of people would be rocking. But yeah, this one looks really good. The actual accessories, what you get with it, which is just body swaps basically, and 2 different heads, looks absolutely fantastic. So we'll get Jack out the way and we'll bring in David. So here's David again. Head sculpt looks really good on it. Paintwork looks fantastic again. Sculpting of the hair and everything looks really nice. Again, I think it looks like the actor. The coat looks nice as well, nicely sculpted and painted. There's a couple of things what I found on this. So there's a few issues on this one with there's bits of like silver paint you can see there, and there's a bit right on his collar there, and there's a bit also on his bag there. So I don't know what's going on there. There's just bits of silver everywhere. I don't know. I think maybe after time as well, maybe some of this paint might start coming off when you start bending it more. Obviously I'm not going to bend it now due to the fact that I'll probably end up snapping it with it being cold, and also it might end up actually taking the paint off because it just needs to be warmed up. Obviously I advise anybody who gets Neca figures in and you're going to mess about with them basically, especially when it's winter time, you're better off heating them all up. Obviously not too much, just to give them a bit of softness to them, so you can actually swap the parts out without anything breaking on it. The jeans look good. They're not really dirty though. I think they should have been dirty, just like these ones, just like Jack's. Yeah, they should have been dirtied up. And obviously David's looks very clean. They look a bit worn, but that's about it. Yeah, they should have been dirtied up. Boots look good as well. Obviously the beholes again, yeah. The back as well, you obviously got the big massive rucksack on this one. So it's all soft plastic as well, this rucksack. I don't know if Jack's was. Jack's is a bit harder. Yeah, his is harder with a rucksack. David's is quite soft. Yeah, the rucksack looks very good. It looks more like a suitcase to me than a rucksack. It's so big. Couldn't imagine carrying this about and doing all that walking. Yeah, it looks nice. As I said, the paintwork looks good on it. There's just a couple of little marks like there, obviously a bit on the coat. What's there? I'm going to bug me. But for swap outs for David, there really isn't now. I mean, you've just got this one, which this head sculpt looks absolutely fantastic. It looks super creepy. Yeah, looks really good. I don't like that bit there. I don't know what's going on there. It looks like it's a complete different colour, where it's not even part of his hair or anything, like it hasn't been finished, so that's a bit strange. Apart from that, the teeth and the eyes look really good. When I remember watching this movie when I was younger, obviously I watched a lot of horror movies when I was younger, when I probably shouldn't have been watching them then. This was the most scariest scene for me. Actually, no, it wasn't. There was 2 scary scenes for me. This was one of them, when he's actually got this look in the hospital bed. And the other scene, what used to always scare me, is the bit where he's at home with his family and that lot, and then these like the demons break into the house and everything, start like trashing the house and killing his whole family in front of him. That really terrified me, that one. That was like the most scary scene I've seen in a movie, obviously, apart from The Exorcist. That's like the scariest film ever. But that was a really scary scene for me. Yeah, so a couple of things that I wish that Neca did. I wish that they had a swap out with David, because with him giving you this head sculpt, I think there should have been not really an actual swap out. I think what they should have done is, if you bring Jack back in, I think they should have made it where you can take the, Well, I've just realised you'd have to take this full body off, wouldn't you? Because then obviously, so you can get that rucksack off. But that was my next actual thing I was going to go over. I wish that the rucksacks could actually come off. I think what they could have done is actually magnetised them. So obviously they're on a magnet, so you just take them off. Obviously you'd still keep all the detail at the back of the coat, so you can't really see the magnet because the magnet would be actually underneath. And I think that would have been better. Then you'd have to have the rucksack on, and then that way with David's character, you could make some sort of diorama for it basically, because when you get this head sculpt, obviously this head sculpt is he only has this look when he's in the hospital bed. So if you're going to make a diorama for him, it's going to be a bit difficult because obviously he's laid on his back of his rucksack. I mean, it can be done. You could easily redo it, make a diorama for it where you have that scene. But again, I just wish that these was magnetised so you could just pop them off and then pop them back on. But saying that, if you did that, it's going to leave the straps still in it. So I didn't think of that. So maybe a complete swap out with this one as well. You can swap this one out. Obviously, you can take the coat off and swap it out. I think this should have been the same. You could have swapped this out, and then you could have had just a regular whatever clothing what he was wearing in the hospital, swapped it out, and then you can have this head sculpt on him, and then you could have your own little like diorama scene with that, because I think they've just, apart from that, it's pretty decent. They're pretty good. No more than decent. They are really good. They look fantastic. It's just lacking in certain areas. You don't even get change of hands either, which is really unusual. You usually get loads of swap out hands, which you don't actually always need anyway, loads of swap out hands. But again, in the movie, with no accessories, did they even have a map in the movie? I don't think they even had a map, did they? Because you could have even had some of that as an accessory, but I don't think they even had a map. Yeah, that's the only thing what I don't like about it is just the rucksacks. You can't swap them out apart from Jack. That's the only one you can swap out. And then obviously if you swap Jack out with this sort of look, then it's going to look odd, because obviously the look what there is right now is where they're on the moors. And if they had a swap out for David, maybe just the thingy actually would have worked better actually. Instead of doing like a sort of like a hospital gown or whatever they wear, they could have swapped out with a t-shirt. You could have had sleeveless arms basically, or just sleeves up to here like a t-shirt, and then obviously swap out as a t-shirt. And that way you could get a best of both, because then you could get scenes with obviously Jack when he's all basically dead and he keeps coming to bug David basically, and that would have worked better. From what it is right now, you would have to basically mainly display it like this, which is a shame. I can still display it obviously like this, but it just looks odd with Jack, with David there. You'd have to take him out and have him separate. I don't know, it's just my little nitpicks that I wish they thought about more basically, because there's only sort of one way you can have this on display, and that's this way basically. Like I said, you can obviously have it that way like I keep going on about, but it just doesn't look right, I think, with next to David. But saying that, I'll probably end up having that look anyway regardless, because that's like, these head sculpts are absolutely fantastic. These are some of the best head sculpts I've ever seen on a Neca figure. They're absolutely fantastic. Look super creepy. Really, really good. So if you bring the Kessler Wolf in, just to see how big the Kessler Wolf is. Now, again, you won't really be displaying this one either with this, but then you would want to, wouldn't you? Because obviously then you've got your own full setup of the American werewolf in London. So you can see how that looks. That looks really, really good. Oh no, there's David gone. So that's what I mean by the rucksacks, that they're quite heavy. I've got to go find David, haven't I? Let me go find David, see if he's not broken. Right, so we've got David back. Now, after all that basically shit talk on the rucksacks, his foot snapped off. So this is what I mean why I didn't want to bend the joints out, because it's too cold of a figure, and because it's fallen off because of the rucksack being so heavy. It's actually snapped his foot off, but I can easily glue that. It's a bit annoying, but I can glue it back in where you're not going to be able to tell, so I'm not too bothered. At least it won't anything like the actual something else breaking, but now I can't get him to stand, so yeah, we'll just it's typical, isn't it? It's absolutely. I was literally going on about it though when I was saying about the rucksacks being too heavy. You could easily just fall over and break, and that's what happens. So what I was going to do was actually try and sit him on there without it falling over, so you can actually ride it. So yeah, basically I'm going to finish the video now anyway, because that's annoyed me now. I can't even stand him up again, and I didn't even do my thumbnail, did I? And we're going to do a thumbnail now, and I'll have to do a thumbnail with a broken foot. Yeah, these are really, really good figures though. Absolutely fantastic. They've done a hell of a job on the head sculpts and everything. They look fantastic, like I keep saying. I don't know if they're the best figures by Neca. They're up there. To me, the Kessler Wolves are the Kessler Wolf. The Krampus and the Clown, I still absolutely love them. I can't wait to actually have them out on display properly. I mean, you can see it's still... it's just a mess at the moment. There's just bare bones, which is just so depressing because it's just so cold still. I need to finish my shelves though. That's the next thing I need to get done in this bar. Get them shelves done, get repainted and everything, but probably won't do that until March time, and then not March, February, and then March time. That's when I'll start trying to bring things back in. I mean, all the stuff is actually in there. I mean, all the collection's in there, and some of it's actually in the house as well, because the boxes are just too big, so I can't fit them in them containers. So, but apart from that, these figures are absolutely fantastic. I do recommend getting them for definite if you're an American Werewolf and London fan. Yeah, they're very, very cool. I think they're going to be I think they're going to be the sort of figures that if you miss out on, and they're going to be one of them ones where they're going to be difficult to get, basically, I think. And obviously then you have the full collection. I'll have to they're just having a group hug. Have a group hug. Yeah, again, we're going to finish the video on anyway, because now I'm just going on and on. So yeah, hit the like for us, subscribe for me if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you in the next video. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.